do good to the society, helping them evolve. They have no problem. Yadayat kartum ayati, whatever comes their way, they do it and they're happy only. They never complain, they never cry, they never demand. These are the people with less baggages and they're very easy to work with. So they are good people, their tyaga is also very good and we need such people. In fact, if everybody was living like this, we never needed a service organization like ours. I always say the best service you can do is do your duty properly. If every sweeper swept the hole properly, if every teacher taught the children properly, if every politician ruled the state properly, if every servant served the society properly, why we need a service organization? We could have been just spiritual organization then, because that is our job. But our case is different. I have to do both the role. Everybody here has to do both the roles. One, run these institutions, which is such a huge, it's a huge organization that you are running. At the same time, also see to that spiritually people are evolving, so impart spiritual lessons also. See, I can't give up both. Now we have learnt about Tyaga. Next, Krishna is talking about karma. Several things. Now, this is where we are getting to thick of the chapter, where he talks about karma and what kind of karma, what are the reasons for doing karma. Na dveshtaya kushalam karma kushale na anushajjate. The one who does not hate inferior work or whatever the work is lesser than so supposedly his abilities and status. Or the one who does not have a special desire to do only certain type of works is okay with either. Tyagi sattvama samavishto, because he's enveloped, his influence is motivated by satvik tyaga. Such a person, medhavi chinna samshaya, such a person is intelligent, he has no doubts, he has no problems, he has no issues with anything. This is the conclusion of the tyaga part of thing. Who are these people? They don't hate a certain work, they don't like a certain work, they don't go by dislikes or likes. They go by what is needed to be done, what is their duty to be done. As far as you cannot always get the work that you love to do, but you can always love the work that you have got to do. That's where you are happy. Like what you do, not necessarily do what you like. Not always possible. Sometimes we have to do things which may not like, but beyond likes and dislikes, we do it for the greater good of everybody. And such a person reaches the ultimate stage, all his doubts and issues are resolved. He will not have a question or a complaint in his life. Then he says, Nahi deha brata shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshataha yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi ityabhidiyate. So who is a real tyagi? He says that, see, when you are in the body, deha brata, you are sustaining the body, you have to work for the body, you have to take care of the body. Tyaktum karmanya sheshataha, not possible to give up all actions. Because remember, Ashtavakra says, Yasyattah sat ahankaro na karoti karoti saha. If you have ego, that I am the body, or I have this body to sustain and manage, even if you don't do anything, you still end up doing. Even you are eating the food, it also is an action. You are sleeping also is an action, Ashtavakra says. Because you have this ego identity with the body and you are not identifying with the Supreme. Therefore, for people with body consciousness, it is not possible to give up actions completely. So that kind of sannyasa, karma sannyasa is not possible, he says. So what is possible for us? Yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi ityabhidiyate. But rewards of the actions, or the fruits of the actions, if you can sacrifice, give up, you are still a tyagi, in my opinion. So it's how practical. He's not saying you will be tyagi only when you give up body consciousness, then only you will be tyagi. You will be tyagi only when you give up all the actions, you will be tyagi. Or doership, you are tyagi. He's saying, I'm okay. It's very difficult for people in the body to give up all sense of doership and all actions. But what I can expect from you is, at least the fruits you can offer it to me. Even if you can't give up action, can't give up doership, can't do it perfectly also, yet you must do yajna dana tapa with sattvic bhavana and offer the results to me. That is the minimum you can do. This we have heard before also, but now with much more details. Karmanyavadikaraste mahapaleshu. All that we have heard, but this time it's in much more detail about the workings of the mind behind. When we perform action and we are offering the fruits to Krishna, what is the result going on? My property is in a mess, I'll offer half of it to you. That is not the tyaga of karma. This is a trick that you're playing on God. So with this attitude, you must perform your actions and give up the results of the actions. You will still be a tyagi. This is what Krishna's whole idea of tyaga is. Then he says, Anishtam mishtam mishram cha trividam karmanah phalam bhavatya tyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kochit. Now, what is the difference between tyagi and sannyasi? Remember, we have to answer that. He is coming to that. Anishtam, ishtam, mishram cha, trividham, karma, phalam. All actions will have three types of results. Favorable, unfavorable and mixed. Which is our daily experience, right? Anything you do, Turns out to be good, you're happy, it's favorable to you. Turns out to be bad, you're unhappy. Turns out to be okay, you have mixed feelings about it. So there are three kinds of results that you will get from every action. Good, happy results, sad or not so good results, and mixed results. This is all applicable to Tyagis. They will have the three types of results, then they have to give up the results and offer it to Krishna. But bhavati Tyaginam Pretya, this all happens to the Atyaginam, those people who are not really renounced. They experience these three things because they are experiencing the results at the end. After that, they can become Tyagi and give up the results. You understand my point? First step is you perform the action as a normal person. Then you get results out of it, which are of three kinds. After that, you try to be a Tyagi of giving up the results, whichever be the results. This is for people who have not done Tyaga, they'll have experienced all the three results. Once they do Tyaga, this is gone to God, they don't experience. But this does not apply to sannyasis, he says. Because sannyasis from the very beginning have no desire for anything. From the very beginning, they have no demand or no claim on the fruits of the action. From the very beginning, they have no need for doing action and then offering the results to Krishna. From the beginning itself, they think it's all done by Krishna, it's all done without any self-interest, without any selfishness. That's what Sarvarambha Parityagi. He is a true sannyasi. He was given up the initiation of all actions because he does not think and initiate. It's done through that person because he's always absorbed in the divine consciousness. He has no attachment to the body, mind and actions and results. So such a person, these mixed results and then sacrificing it, all does not apply. These mixed results or three kinds of results are applied to atyagi people who have not sacrificed. Once they sacrifice, they also can get rid of it. But for a sannyasi, from the day one, from the very beginning, he's already established in a state that he doesn't have to worry about the results and then suffer the consequences. You understand the difference between the two? Tyagi is the one who thinks he's the doer because he has a body consciousness and he has to perform actions. He may perform it right, wrong, good, not so good, whatever it is. But don't give up actions, Krishna is saying. Give up the fruits of the actions. But you'll have to suffer with the consequences of actions in the beginning. Second, sannyasis, this doesn't apply at all because from the day one, they are not the doers. They're not the desirers of doing actions. So they don't have any demand for fruits or its renunciation. That doesn't apply. From the day one, they are renounced. So that is true sannyasi. Then Krishna says, Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame Sankhya Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. For all actions to be performed, our scriptures, Vedanta, our Sankhya, says this, what? That 5 things are required. There are 5 aspects, 5 factors to do every action. Why Krishna is going into such details? So that you can go and find where the fault lies in your actions. You are saying, I'm not a Tyagi, I'm not a sannyasi, my actions are not perfect. Sometimes I'm attached to the results and the way we do actions. Now you go and further he analyzes, breaks it down for you to find which portion of that thing is, which portion of your action is faulty. So you can correct that instead of pouring water in the wrong place. You know, there are machines, we are putting that city machine and all that. It will do a lot of, we have discussions going on, how many slides, how many times in a second, how many slides, whatever pictures it will take. Idea is what? To pinpoint where exactly is the fault. Yes, your whatever the body is showing some trouble. Which part of the body and what is the trouble? You want to go down to the detailing. Krishna is getting into the detail of where the fault lies with your action because there are 5 aspects to every action. Now these 5 aspects, adhishtanam tatha karta, karanam cha pratak vidham, vividhascha pratak cheshta, daivam chaivatra panchamam. 5 kinds are there. One, adhishtanam, the place where the action is being done. In ours, if you see from individual point of view, the body in which the action is being done, or from the community point of view, the office, the field, the work area, whatever, adhishtanam. Tatha karta, second is karta, the doer, who identifies with the action that I am doing the action. That is the second aspect. Third, karanam, the instruments that have been used to perform the actions. Individual case, all the senses and dashendriyas and mana and buddhi and all that. If it's outside, if you want to see the instrument that the doctor uses, a scalpel or a knife or a suture or whatever. So that is his instruments. These are different kinds, these are 3. And then vividhashta pratak cheshta, and the cheshta, the kind of action you are performing. The motivations behind the way you are performing that action. That cheshta. That also can be different for different people. I tell you, cut vegetable, somebody will nicely cut into small square dices like thing. Somebody will make a messy cutting. Instrument is same, doer is also same, his hands only are the doer. Place is also same, the kitchen, but the type of action turns out to be different. That is cheshta. The different types of cheshtas, different people have different way of doing things. Then daivam, and there are external factors. Daivam also means fate or niyati, or a higher force or a power, devatas. Everything we require devatas help. In the beginning we had studied. Dasyate, yajna bhavita, devatas give us things, bless us when we perform things for their sake. So there are other factors. For example, we want to cast the slab for the hospital. Adhishthanam is hospital site. Karta is construction company. Karanam is the concreting machine. And Pratak Cheshta, how will we do? We will pump it up and then do. We will not lift it by buckets and pour there. All that is done. Finally rains come. All the work stops. So that is the fifth factor. The other external circumstances which do not allow you to do things which are sometimes beyond your control. So now you understand these five aspects of every action. So where the fault lies, you have to find out in your action. Is it in the doership that you are experiencing, the ego that comes with it, or is it in the very place or very situation in which you are acting, or is the fault lies with the instrument that you are using, the way you are using eyes, nose, ears, mouth, whatever is required to do the action, or is it because of the process of doing the action, the cheshta, the endeavors, or is it because of some external factor which has come in your way? Most of the time we will say it is daivam only. We always blame it on daivam. If we can't do anything, God's will, God's wish. We use this philosophy totally wrongly. I was coming traffic, because of traffic I got late. You started late, you won't tell that. Traffic, I got late. Why did you not study well? Why? What happened? Fever came. Which fever was there? Examination fever. So I couldn't study. They'll give all excuses. But sometimes this could be genuine also, daivam. Like example, rains came, we can't cast a slab. Now what can you do? It got delayed by another day or two. So a storm came in Bay of Bengal or whatever, and then we had to suffer with it. So these are the things which are daivam. So there are 5 reasons why actions happen, and you have to be very careful about noticing where the fault in your action lies. Sharira vang manobhihi yat karma prarabhate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchaite tasya hetava. Whatever actions we perform using sharira, remember sharira tapa, performing actions through your body, vang tapa, through your speech, mano tapa, through your mind. These are the 3 places we perform action. Try to think deeply. These are the only 3 ways we can perform action: through the body, through the word, or through the thoughts. Thought, word and deed, that's what we say. They have to be good. So you might be doing good deeds, but your thoughts are bad. Thoughts may be good, your capability is so poor that your actions are turning out to be bad. Or you speak wrong words, or speak not the appropriate words, anything. So these are the places where you do all the actions begin here. And nyayam cha vipritam cha, whether it's a good action, nyayam, or vipritam, the opposite to it, not good action, dharma or adharma, these 5 things only influence it. So all actions done by body, mind and words, all actions are done in a good way or a bad way, are influenced by these 5 factors only. You will remember that? Now there's too much of information, so you have to go back and do some mananam. Otherwise you will forget all that I have told. And then he says, tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitvat na sa pashyati durmatihi. The one who thinks he alone is doing of everything and there is no other influence by anybody or anything, such a person is abuddhitvat. He has not understood the real way actions are performed. And because of that, such a person is durmati. He doesn't see things properly. Durmati means wrong understanding, wrong ideas. Why? I only became, when we win a cricket match, suddenly you take all the pride. I am the captain, because of me only we won the match. But the good captain will understand, no, the pitch was good, the ball was bouncing right, then today it didn't rain, it was a good weather, it was not very hot and sultry, so we didn't sweat too much, we didn't lose energy. Then what else he can say? My team fielded well, they stopped a lot of runs, my batsmen batted well, they saved a lot of, my bowlers bowled well. Because of all these things put together, and of course God's grace that I could be in a healthy condition today, and my family which supported me to play cricket despite there are other important things at home, and my country which sent me to play the match on their expenses, all these have come together, then we have won the match. Such a person will have this attitude. Whereas the other person, what will think? I only did everything. Without realizing there are so many things. Desha, Kala, Paristhi, Daivam, all these things are involved. He alone has not achieved anything in life. But the one who thinks like that is a foolish fellow, Krishna says. So Krishna himself says some time back, Tasya kartaram api mam viddhaya kartaram avyayam. I am the doer of everything, but yet I am not doer of anything, he says. Why? Because all these things are done by various people, various reasons. At the same time, he doesn't have the idea of doership also. It's done by the divine force. So this is the attitude of the people. Who is the karta for them? God is the karta. What is adhishthanam? The area, situation. That is the reason why it has happened well. Then what is the karanam? All the people, all the instruments, all his own personal instruments, everything that he has put to use, everybody's contribution is there. Then cheshta, the way it has been done, the way they bowled or batted or the way, everything was very good. That's why we won the match. And then daivam, temperature, weather, whatever was good. It didn't rain, so the match was not cancelled. We could finish the match, we could win the match. Pitch was good. So, he'll give credit to everything, everyone. He won't think he is the doer. But the foolish fellow will just think the other way around. Next. Yasya naham krito bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate hatvapi sa iman loka na hanti na nibhagnate. He says the person who has naham bhava, not I. Always say we were born crying, koham, 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 who am I? Then we are wrongly told you are the son of so-and-so, grandson of so-and-so. And even before we are born, our names have been put and our seat in a school is booked. And what we will become, our parents have already decided. Your grandfather was an engineer, so you also should be an engineer. No, your grandmother was a doctor, so you have to be a doctor. Okay, if girl is born doctor, if boy is born engineer. How much we think ahankara. And we teach this to our children who are born. Poor Shuddhosi, Buddhosi, Niranjanosi is what we should teach. But we end up teaching them all wrong things. And then the fellow develops an ego. I am born in a big family. I am so intelligent. I am born with silver spoon. This is what I am going to be. All kinds of wrong identification. It's a fault with the parents and the society. So he says, the one who has developed naha krita bhava, I am not the doer. It's not because of me. Buddhir yasya nilipate. His mind or his buddhi, intelligence is not clouded. Because he thinks rightly, because he knows all these 5 factors are important to achieve anything. And therefore, it's not just me. Hatvapi sa iman lokan. Even if he kills somebody in this world, that's not applicable to you, that's applicable to Arjuna. Because he's supposed to kill in the battle, right? Krishna has to tell him practically that, see, next you are going to fight the war and kill people, even they're your own people. Na hanti. Such a person does not kill. Because why he has killed the opposite people? You say you have killed, because I saw the arrow was shot from your bow. It came from you. And that's why person killed. But he has to tell, what are the reasons for it? Let's analyze that. What is this? It's a Kurukshetra, it's a battlefield. We have agreed to fight a battle. Obviously, I have to kill the opposite person. Not just me, my Gandiva is so powerful, given by Shiva. That is very powerful. Therefore, I am able to kill somebody. Not me, but this Gandiva also is involved equally. Then, Dharma, Daivam, the situations, the very reason why I am fighting this war. That is also dharma sthapana. So many reasons are there Arjuna can propose, because of which Arjuna is not the killer alone. And he is not bound by this action of killing, because he has done for a greater cause. So such a person who has no ahankara, ultimately naham means I am not this body and the mind. I am the Atman. Atman is not bound by all these actions, reactions. The one who can establish in that bhava, then such a person is free all the time. Even he is doing anything, na karoti sa for the ahankara, nirhankarasya dhirena, na kinchit akritam kritam, Ashtavakra. The one who has no ahankara within, whatever he doesn't do it. So develop such an attitude, he's advising Arjuna. Then you are not the doer, you are not the enjoyer. You will not have to face the consequences of whatever you have done, because it has happened for many reasons. And karta, one of the aspects is karta. If you think you are not the body, you are not the mind, divine is doing everything for you, how can you be the killer of the other person? It's not possible. So adhishthanam, karta, all these things you have to take into consideration, the karanam and the other two, cheshta and daivam. Take all the things, and in karta part, if you get it right, that you are not the doer, Atman is the doer, God is the doer, immediately you are freed from all the entanglements of action, reaction. That is what I say, Hatvapi, even if you kill in here, you are not the killer, you will not be bound by the consequences. See, ultimately Krishna never loses the focus of why he is teaching Arjuna what he is teaching. He wants to convince him to fight the war without worrying about the consequences and doing that action in the right way, in the sattvic way. Even he knows Arjuna cannot realize his truth of oneness with Brahman by the end of Bhagavad Gita and fight the war as if Brahman is fighting. Because even we know after that war happens, Arjuna still maintains the ego and doership. Many times he even scolded Krishna. Why? Because he still has the doership, but at least he has become a sattvic doer now. At least he has become sattvic tyagi now. At least he has become a person who is aware that it has to be fought for the sake of fighting, not for the sake of teaching a lesson to that Duryodhana and that Dushasana to take a revenge. That clarity will come to Arjuna. That will help him to become a better person. It will pave way for his moksha sannyasa. That is why Krishna is teaching him about all the actions and things like that. Jnanam Geyam Parijnata Trividha Karma Chodana Karnam Karma Karteti Trividha Karma Sangraha. Again, these 5 aspects you learnt about everything. Now he is going to get more details. He says there are 6 more things that you must be aware of when you are performing actions. In that, 3 things are the propellers of the action. They push, they make the action happen, and 3 more things are constituents of the action. So 3 things are the reason why actions happen. 3 things are the part of that action which is being done. Reason means, for example, I know how to sing. So I have come to sing because I am a bhajan singer. Let us say that is an example I am taking. So who is the person coming? The one who has the knowledge of singing, the bhajan singer is coming. And what is the knowledge that he has? Singing is the knowledge that he has. And what is to be done? Singing is to be done. So these are the reasons for bhajan it's a bhajan time, so singing has to be done. 2, the person has the knowledge of how to sing. 3rd, singing is the process that the person will perform. This is the reason why you have come here to sing. Because you are a bhajan singer in the first place, and it's bhajan time, and this is your turn to sing. These are the reasons you should sing. These are the motivators or propellers. And what is the singing itself? Singing has 3 parts. Mic or the throat or whatever you're using to sing. Then the very action of singing is a part of singing. 3rd, the doer who is singing is also part of the singing. So these 6 aspects he explains as Jnanam Geyam Parigyata. Jnanam means the knowledge of singing. Geyam means bhajan that you have to go into sing now. Which bhajan? Panduranga bhajan, Krishna bhajan, Ram bhajan. You have decided that, you know that. That Parijnata. Who is the knower of that bhajan? You are the knower of the bhajan. Or your music teacher, who is helping you sing that bhajan. These are the 3 things: Jnanam, Geyam and Gyata. Knowledge, known and the knower. Known is the bhajan. Knowledge is singing. And singer, in the sense, the knower of the singing is the singer. So he is the Gyata. These are the 3 parts of action which propel the action. Suppose you did not have knowledge of singing, could you have done this singing today? No. Suppose you had the knowledge of the singing, but you don't know which bhajan to sing. Can you sing today? No. Suppose you don't have understanding of how to sing, like you are not the Gyata of the singing, it's not possible for you. So like that, if you see, these 3 things are the reason why you do anything. Jnayam, Geyam and Jnata. Then, what are the parts of the action? Karanam, Karma and Karta. Karanam means instrument of action, the mic or the throat which you are using. And Karma is the very action, how you are singing, in Shruti, out of Shruti and things like that, because of your practice. 3rd, Karta, the doership that you carry, that I am the one who sang the bhajan. And I ask, who sang the bhajan? I sang the bhajan, you say. Who is the I? This body, this student of this class. So that Karma, that Karta. So 6 things are there. Jnanam, Geyam, Gyata are the propeller of action. Karanam, Karma and Karta are the action itself, parts of the action. Why is Krishna again getting into such details? Because he again wants you to go and find fault as to where your action is not pure. Is it because of the kartritva bhava? Is it because you have lack of knowledge? It is because the instrument is faulty? Is it because of the wrong motivation to sing for your own ego? Is it because you don't know how to sing? No, you have not been taught or you didn't practice? Is it because of anything else? That in 6 factors you have to find out. So these are the 6 things. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedataha. In these 6 things, only 3 things can be changed if you observe carefully. Which can be changed, you can think, but Jnanam can be changed. Your knowledge of music can be changed if you practice more, if you learn more, if you go back and listen to some other singers. Your Jnanam can be improved. So Jnanam can be changed out of the 6 things. Second thing, what can be changed? Karma can be changed. The very act of singing can be changed. How? You have practiced better. You have shown it to your teacher. They have found whatever mistakes and they have corrected it. So very action. And when you are performing, you perform with devotion or arrogance, whatever thing. Third, what can be changed? Karta can be changed. The doer. Change means not change the bhajan singer. Change the attitude of doership. But if you sing badly, you also can be changed. So in the process of bhajan singing, these things can be done. One, knowledge of the bhajan, how to sing, how not to sing, that can be improved or changed. Second thing is the very karma, singing of the bhajan. You sing with devotion, with lot of sweetness, without apashrutis, that can be done. Sing fast or slow, sing a long bhajan or a small bhajan or whichever way. That can be changed. Third, karta, the very doer can be changed. In the sense, you can be a sattvic doer by offering it as a devotional offering to God, or you can be a tamasic doer believing that I am the best singer and that's why I should get the first bhajan, Nakand bhajan, why that other lady should get. All kinds of questions. So these are the 3 things out of the 6 that can be changed. So Krishna is very particular to elaborate on these 3 things. And he says all these 3 things are also of 3 types. So you can imagine the complexity of karma. Did we even think once before doing anything that this is the philosophy, this is the science of action which binds us or liberates us? Did we even think this way? No, we simply blindly, foolishly sometimes go on performing actions. But Krishna says these are the things you have to look into. You should be so careful while performing action. So now he says, I can't change your throat. I can't, so therefore Karanam part is gone. I can't talk about it. I can't change the Jnayam, the song itself, because song has been decided. I can't change the Jnata, the knower of the song, because whatever you know is what you know. What I can change you can change your knowledge of singing by improving you. Second, I can change the very act of singing, action of singing by making it right. Third, I can change the very attitude of doership in you while you are singing. Or if you don't sing, I can change you doer itself and get somebody else to sing. So these are the 3 things only which are changeable in all actions. The remaining are fixed. So out of 6 things, 3 are fixed, only 3 are variables. And these 3 variables, if you influence and improve them, your actions will improve. Think for yourself. Sit down and think on any aspect. You are a footballer, you are a doctor, you are a teacher, you are a cook. Just think of these 6 things and see these 3 are the only things that you can improve. The other things are fixed. They are not variables.